Welcome to the Coaches Inside. Thanks to Hoop Dirt and Dr. Dish for the support of this program. Hey, I want to welcome in my main man, Mark Darnall from Chico State. What's up, Mark?
Oh, not much, Richie. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
You bet, man. I know you're doing a good job over there at Chico State, Division II. You guys are doing a great thing over there, but you've also coached at all three NCAA levels, and I met you because you were working under the great Jim Les at UC Davis.
Yep, that's right. I got my start very fortunate with Coach Les at Bradley and followed him out to UC Davis, where now I got to run into you. And so appreciate your friendship. And I'm excited to be on here with you.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you have been at some places where you guys have really utilized ball screens. And I know that's been a really popular thing the last decade or so in basketball. But talk to us about your love and the way that you use them.
Yeah, no, the ball screen is kind of the system that I've grown up in, obviously under Coach Les, who's known for it. He helped pioneer it, back in the early 2000s, being an NBA guy and helping adapt it into the college game. And since then, he's obviously manipulated it and adapted it and every year. But, I think what's made the ball screen offense that we use here, even at Chico State, but also under Coach Les, is the randomness with the motion, that there's no cookie cutter way of running it. And I think that makes it hard to scout and hard to defend. And I think, the development of the ball screen game in the last 10 years, you used to just see a single ball screen on the wing or in the middle of the floor. And now you're seeing ball screens at, all different locations, different angles. You're seeing different entries to get to the ball screen, to get guys sticky, to get the space you need for the action to occur. But it's been fun to learn about, and it's kind of been the thing that I've, adapted to the most and, the system that I'm used to the most.
What does the ball screen do for you, and why do you use it? Because I think you learned it from more than just one place than just Jim Les at UC Davis, right? You have a wide background on how you've gone about using it.
Yeah, the ball screen. It's funny. Most people think the ball screen is just for the guy with the ball, the handler, and often young players who haven't been taught, how to use ball screens and systems with ball screens is they think it's for them to shoot it. Where mostly, the ball screen is used really for two scenarios: to either get a mismatch, which you see more so in the NBA game, used more with a lot of switching, or you're doing it to create rotations and closeout situations, where then those handlers are trying to make that next pass and creating those closeout situations and rotations.
Well, you talk about the players. Not everybody can do ball screens. So, what kind of players are you looking for over there?
Yeah, no, you definitely need specific players, to run this system. But really, the three main types of players that are involved that we recruit to, first and foremost, is your handler, your playmakers. And those guys are probably the guys that are highlighted most in ball screen systems. They're the ones coming off of it, making the reads, handling the basketball, and reading who's picking up the roll man to make that next pass and next play. Then the next type of player you need what we call space guys, and those are the guys that aren't holding the basketball. They're generally perimeter players, but those guys have ability to shoot it, abilities to drive it. They're playing off those closeout situations. But you also need guys that are really good cutters. I equate it to Dwayne Wade. I think he's one of the best cutters in basketball, and making the read of your defender, whether he's staring down on those situations and making timely cuts. And then the third one is your bigs. We call them our fours and fives. But to me, the fours and fives in this system are probably the most important positions in the ball screen system, because you need really smart, diverse, versatile bigs, and you don't want all of the same type of big too. You want guys that can take advantage of the mismatch. You want guys that can roll and dunk it. You want guys bigs that can really pass it, catch and pass out of it. And then, really hard, you talk a lot about these days, is, stretch bigs, guys that are able to shoot the three as well as score inside. And so to me, the fours and fives and their IQ and having really smart bigs in this system is probably the most important thing.
Well, man, I've seen you have like a journal on this whole thing. I mean, I've seen all your notes on ball screening action. It's terrific, but all these read and react and read options and things like that's got to make it hard to defend them, right?
It is, and that goes back to kind of what we talked about in the beginning is the randomness. You don't have a set structure, and it makes it really hard to defend. And because of that, I think that's the most innovative thing you're going to see now in the next 5 years, and you're starting to see it even recently, is how do you guard these ball screens? You have the switch, you have hard hedges, you have soft shows or zone offs. And now even more so, you're seeing teams what you call ice or down it, which you're trying to not let the ball handler accept those screens. And so I just think you're going to see more innovative ways, creative ways that coaches try to figure out how to stop these actions, because obviously people are using different ways, which means they haven't found the exact right way to do it. But a lot of it has to do with personnel. A lot of teams will try to switch it a lot because they got long, similar types of players across the board with all 5 players on the floor. So they'll try to switch it, and so it makes it creative. And I think that's what makes the game fun and why I enjoy the ball screen so much in basketball is there's a lot of different ways that you can play chess with it and figure out not only how to utilize them, which is what I've learned a lot about, but also now, well, how are you going to defend these ball screens with a pick and pop big, a pick and roll big, a really good handler, really good. Like you have to really decide the best ways to try to stop that pick and roll. And so I'm really interested to see, in this next 5 to 10 years, offense progress, but how defenses are going to try to stop the ball screen.
Well, I have a lot of respect for you because it's a science, and a lot of people think, hey, just go set a ball screen on the wing, that's ball screen action, but there's so much more that goes along with it. So, Mark, I appreciate you, and if anybody watching this mentions this show to Dr. Dish, which is the best shooting machine in the world, they're going to receive an exclusive discount on one of their products. Mark, appreciate you coming on. And hey, by the way, don't you have a shameless plug you wanted to show us?
I do. So Coach Klink, the leader of our program here at Chico State, we had tons of success here in the last 7 years, and he just had a book come out called Through the Red Door. I don't know if you can see it there.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
By Carson Medley. He's a professor here on campus, really, really brilliant writer, really easy read. Forwards by Steve Lavin and the great Bob Williams, who was one of Coach Klink's mentors, and just talks about the culture of this program, small college basketball, Division II basketball, and it goes through the season of the 15-16 season, and really just Coach Klink and about his culture and program and how he's built this thing. One of the best-selling basketball books out right now, so I can't help but recommend that for people to read. I know recruiting, the season's done, recruiting's ramping up, travel, so it'd be a good book to get. So.
And Mark is not getting a cut of the profits.
No, I am not. It's purely for our program. So, Through the Red Door. You can get it on Amazon, Amazon.com. Look it up. You can buy it there. So.
Sounds good, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. And just want to say thank you to you and the friendship that we've built, but mostly what you're doing here with Coach's Insight, but also, what you're doing on TV, the way you bring, education to listeners, but also fun. And just appreciate what you do and keep doing that stuff too.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, man.